Hey YouTube, once again this is Prometheus, guys. I want to show you some gameplay of me running the Philadelphia Eagles offense. In particular, the formation we'll be looking at is going to be the shotgun tight Y off weak. It's a pretty common formation. It's got some really good plays. In particular, the play I really like a lot is the flanker spot. But I'm going to show you just a 5-play mini scheme that I like to go ahead and use, and I had a pretty good time carving up my opponent with this recently. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Once again, I think I'm going to be using the whiteboard here so you guys can see the adjustments. So this is coming off of an interception against my opponent and then jumping into the formation. Now, typically when I run this formation, I want to use a run play, and I have a backup run play, which is going to be the outside zone. I'm going to use either this particular play, which essentially is going to be the Y lead read option, because it's an option play, and also gives me a blocking play, but also is an 0-1 trap is another play that we're going to jump into in this play. But I like the option play because it puts this defender on the backside into conflict, and if he comes down and he bites the running back, that means the quarterback can get to the outside with a run, and then I've got another blocker, a third blocker that can seal for me. So that's why I like the play. I'm not an RPO person. I don't like to take off my quarterback, but this is what happens is if the guy's playing the quarterback, he freezes, and then I'm going to have massive over teams here with the line because I'm not going to have this guy crashing down. So it's nice to have in your back pocket. So this is a good play to go ahead and use right away, just to kind of get a feel for what you can see. And you can see this guy actually kind of comes down, bites the play right there, and I just hand the ball off and get some pretty good blocking. He gets a nice little block shot, and I actually ran right into his defensive tackle, and he stops me for 5 yards. But that could have been a little bit better. So back at it again. He's in the 3-3 Cub formation. I'm seeing basically a single high safety. I've got another defender right here. So what I'm jumping into is that cover 3 beater against my opponent. Basically, I'm going to go ahead and block these guys. I'm going to streak this guy up, and I'm going to be looking for this area right here with that post route over the middle of the field, because that's going to be a huge play. So I'm going to go and block. I want to block this extra guy. I want to shade my line off to the left with this coverage, and then just go ahead and make my reads. Now, this guy's coming around the edge. I've got that pretty well sealed up. I've got a route underneath right here. But look what happens. He starts falling back into my passing lane, and I've got a small window to get this cover 3 bomb available to me, because this guy's going to stop and hook down. So as a result, I freeze. I should have checked it back down to this, but it was across the field, and it's just kind of a long pass. This guy's floating, and his guy disengaged off of it. So it's a it's a 2nd and 5 situation. What do? I just throw the ball away. He comes down and bites, but I probably could have got picked off on that if I didn't do that. And I haven't seen this guy's defense pretty much, so I don't know how good of a defender he was. So it's just smarter to throw the ball away in a 2nd down situation, play another play. So he's running Sam 3 blitz and took away that crosser right over the middle of the field for the 1-play touchdown. So back at it again. I'm going to go ahead and jump into my favorite play in this formation, which essentially is going to be flanker spot. And I love it because of the little spot route that just gets underneath the coverages. I like to go ahead and take this tight end and put him on an out route, and that gives me a man read. And it's kind of like that out route right there is going to be my alerts. I'm going to go ahead and look to that. I'm going to see if this defender floats up in that route. This should be wide open with that route. So that's going to be the area that I'm looking at. And you can see how these guys kind of just stay flat. They stay flat. He stays flat. So this route combination's out. I'm going to come back right here underneath. And he's actually falling up from the line. But because of the way that this is set up, it just gets underneath the coverage. I'm going to get a nice little completion and get a 1st down with that, because he's falling back. He can't get in front of that ball. So that's what's cool about this good play, is running cover 6. Flanker spot is just a good money play. You can run that thing stock, but that's the adjustment I like to do with it. So I think right here I go into this particular play, and this is how I like to run this play. I like to get this guy out here on a wheel, because what this does is it pulls defenders down. I've got this route right here that is going to be the whip, and then I've got this deep dig, and then I've got this route that's just clearing things out. Now, my first read is going to be this dig route just to see if I can hit that. And then I'm gonna look to this route 2, and then I've got this route 3. So basically, I'm coming from here to here to here to down here, and then I've also got the deep out if this guy's playing man coverage against me. So if these two guys lock up, and I see these guys lock up, I can make my progressions to the deep out and assume that I can actually hit this area. So let's just go ahead and run this play real quick. All right, so he's in the passing lane right here. I've got this deep dig. I've got the whip that's underneath it, so this is going to put him in conflict. I've obviously got this wheel, and then I've got the out that I can hit on the backside. Out is covered up, but you can see right here, he's covering this guy right here, and then I'm just going to go and hit the whip right underneath. It's got good separation and pick up a first down. So put him in a bind, put him in conflict. He wasn't going to be riding on that, and he's running once again with the Sam Will Blitz 3. So back at it again. I think I just go with a basic run play. He slides this guy over. I probably should have pulled the ball down in that type of situation because he got instantaneously blocked by my defensive guy. So I probably should have done that. So back at it again. We're going to go ahead and run the same play. Once again, the reason I swing this guy out here is I want to provide myself an option to dump that down. And if these guys go back in the zone, this should be wide open for big completion. But really what I'm doing is I'm looking for 1. This is my 2. And this is going to be, and my area, the 3 is going to be right here. I'm not looking at this side at all. This is just as dead to me. It's just a clear out route. So watching Smith is my first read. I decide because he was running man coverages to do a quick little out right there. But I probably could have just ran the play as is. He bounces down. And he kind of gets himself out of position. I know he's going to break on the inside. And I go ahead and just complete the ball right past this defender. So kind of a risky throw, but I just anticipated just the angle that he was going, that he wasn't going to hit that. So that's why I threw it right there. So second down situation, or a first down situation down inside the 10-yard line. You know, down in the red zone, I'm going to try to run the ball as much as possible just to keep my opponent honest. To do an outside zone play, he gets a nice little click on and basically a good tackle off there. Back at it again. With this particular play, I'm just going to go with the RPO, see if I can get an inside run right there. So I get some really good blocking right here, and get the ball down to the 1-yard line. I almost fell into the end zone. A better running back could probably fall in the end zone. So now I'm going to jump into my favorite play down in the red zone right now. It's this flanker spot, and this is it. This is where I'm looking right here. No reason to look for anything else. I'm just going to go and hit Brown because he's going to get a free release into the line. I'm just going to throw it in. He's my best wide receiver, so he's going to come down with it and get a nice little completion. So easy score. That's basically me running this particular play against this guy as far as like how I'm running it. So I get a turnover, I think, and I think I actually played a couple. I was using some other formations, but back at it again down in the red zone. About 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Just going to stay, with this zone play. You can see basically I've got these guys blocking up front right there. Don't take a really good lane, but you can see I'll take 5, 6 yards, 7 yards a shot every single time. Back at it again, still using this lead option play. And actually, he tackles me. Guy comes in clean. I probably should have jumped into a different play, but that's all right. I just want to try to work it. In this type of situation in the game, going up on another score is the most important thing. So if I settle for 3 points, that's fine. I just want to try to go ahead and pull, try to get away to pull away from this guy. So back at it again. 3rd and 3 situation. I think I go and jump into flanker spot. And I'm just going to go ahead and look to this route right here. This is where I'm going to go and hit against my opponent because the defender just can't line up correctly. He's going to get rubbed underneath. So you can see right here, even with the good defensive play by the defensive back, I'm able to go and get a completion. So it's a great money play to go and use if you just need a movement. And then if he starts biting down, playing hard flats and all that stuff, you can go ahead and start hitting him over the top with some of the other plays in this formation. So now I jump into, I think I might go ahead and adjust it. This is where I go into gun empty base. I just put this on my Patreon. It's just it's another formation. Stick and nod. These plays right here. I've got the halfback, high, low, Y corner. This is a play that's just going to catch him off guard. So I jump into this, and this is so simple. This setup. I'm just going to run basically inside whip, and I've got basically the out and up play, and then I've got an inside whip that I can hit. So this is really good against the man coverages and zone coverages. I'm sliding this guy over as a window dressing. I do have him on a whips to the outside, but really what I'm going to do is take a peek. Now you can see he immediately comes out to this area because I've actually hit him. He's got another defender here, another defender right here. So now I've got the stuff off the backside, and he's blitzing in against me with man coverage. And look at this whip right here. This one defender right here is a complete conflict. He can't be right. Based on him using a blitz like this, I've got either one of this guy or this guy. I go with the high percentage pass, which is the wide receiver whip, and actually get the ball into the end zone. So it's a nice little scheme to jump into. I actually complement it with other formations, but I just love that flanker spot. I just think it's a really, really good game. So once again, I get this guy to quit out just because I was getting stops on defense and stuff like that, and he had no answer to my offense. But if you guys want to see this in more detail, go to my Patreon. Once again, thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.